Know what time it is. We ain't waiting for no people to come in because a lot of people don't be checking out the show, but that's their loss. Look like we live on YouTube, we live on Instagram. All right, let's start this Friday night show. Let's go. Yes. Yes, two times. Y'all know the vibes. She like, ooh la la. We go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. On a Friday, best day, blessed day. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on my side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and diddy to the left, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good luck. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it's Friday. Oh, shit, is Black Friday. You know what I mean? Energy is up. Spirits is up. Feeling blessed and highly favored as you should. And Friday is always a good day. Y'all know on the channel, Friday for me is the spiritual day where we go get prayed up. We go get that armor that we need to carry us over for the rest of the week. But it is Black Friday. And on the Monday live where we covered Thanksgiving, Christmas, Cyber Monday, which coming up, and oh, by today, Black Friday today. And I won't beat a dead horse too much because the horse is dead already. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But just some of the just stuff that comes out in the news, like around these times, when you think about how they be having us in the trick bag. And says record-breaking shopping expected from Black Friday throughout the holidays. Then they hit us with these numbers. In these numbers, it says 2017, 164 million. 2018, 64.60, the same. 2019, 65.3. Then 2020, obviously, pandemic and shit like that. Shit start to go down. Corday, what's the word? Happy Friday to you. 158 in 2021. And then right as we start coming out the pandemic, you know what I mean? 2023, 128. Walaikum salam rahmatullah. Happy Friday, good brother. But basically, while we talking about this is 2025, when we supposed to be boycotting this shit. And that's you. That never was me. I'm down for the cause, and I'm always going to be B1 first and fight the power. Public Enemy, Flavor Flav, yeah, fight the power and, you know, give it to the man, stick it to the man, quote unquote. But a lot of y'all, people that do celebrate Thanksgiving, people that do celebrate Christmas, and I never celebrated these things once I got older. Obviously, as a kid, I did what my parents did. My parents said, oh, you going to believe in Santa Claus and celebrate this shit? Then, oh yeah, I'm going to celebrate it because I got to do what my parents do. Once I come to my own mind, own experiences, etc., then I use my own brain. I said, oh, that's what we doing over here. That's what we doing. And even out, when you take away the paganism, right, holidays and shit, just the money-wise, look, most of this money is coming from people that ain't got it. And we spoke about when you go into, your family house on Thanksgiving, etc. Maybe not Christmas, because Christmas you giving out the gifts. But on Thanksgiving, you may bring a dish, right? You're going to play cards, you're going to drink, you're going to watch the games, etc., shit like that. But you're not going to talk about no finances. And according to this right here, off the news, you know what I'm saying? 186.9 million. Record-breaking numbers. This shit is staggering numbers, right? And just think about this. I won't beat the topic too long. I never celebrated, again, once I became an adult and used my own mind, use your brain. Tupac, use your brain. That's what the white man wants you to do. Stop busting your head against the wall. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Think about every year, right? From Nino Brown, the big scene inside New Jack City. Living just enough for the city. Living, right? One of the iconic movies, even though you watching in retrospect, it's like a lot of this shit was corny or some other shit. But anyway, one of the big scenes in that movie is when he was giving out turkeys, right? And since then, that's how I remember. And then as a kid, coming up, you see other people give out turkeys and do things around the holidays, right? They're giving out toys and shit because it ain't no white man coming down the chimney. It's us. And we got these foundations and these organizations and we giving back to the people, right? But they give out the turkeys. St. Jim Jones giving it out with the sad face, sticker face. Told the old lady, yo, you're going to get jumped out here. You be skipping the line. A lot of people didn't like that. I mean, even though he was fake right, people been waiting, don't skip the line. But it's like, damn, do turkeys cost that much? When you got to stand in line just to make sure. And I get it. Some people was fucked up. And I count all my blessings every single day. I don't wait till they tell me to count my blessings and be thankful. As soon as my feet hit the ground, as I said in the last video, I wake up and I stare at the ceiling. I'm alive. Woo! What a beautiful feeling. I'm already thankful. But you see him with the sad face, sticker face, right? And you see Max B, Max Home, right? Big Arrel. He had the wave giving. They out there with the big glass bus or whatever that shit was, with the doors opening up. Like shit was like a Lambo, right? I mean, the doors open up, some elaborate, spacious, like Porsche panorama type fly shit for a bus that had turkeys filled that they was giving out. But then right there on 145th, Al Sharpton, right? I ain't no rat. I ain't no snitch. Because they wanted to kill me. Who wanted to kill you? They threatened to kill my family. Who threatened to kill your family? Kareem Akbar, the true leader of the CMB, right? And I'm being funny, but I'm not, because this is what he was saying, surrounding the mob and wearing wires and taking niggas down. But anyway, at his, the Nation spot or whatever they call it, I don't even, the Nation activists or whatever his organization is, right? And I should know the name because I'm from Harlem. I mean, I should look it up too, but I'm not. Anyway, they had the mayor-elect there, Zoro Mandani, Letitia James, she just got acquitted, you know what I mean? Feeling like Pac when you beat the trial, come home, right? Who else? Jamani Williams, a whole lot of political people, the Democrats and shit, right? And they was down there giving out turkey and food and all that on Thanksgiving. I said, damn, every year they give out the winner turkey dinners. But you know what they're not giving out? Not giving out no annuities, not giving out no Roth accounts, not giving out no dividends, not giving out no equity and not giving out no free financial classes on how money works and the power of a dollar. They're not showing you how to invest in real estate. You can say, well, hold on, Lee. They ain't just the government. That ain't their job. That ain't their job to feed you either, is it? It's not their job to feed us. It's not their job to feed us. It's up for you to get up, get out, and get something, and get up off your ass if you plan to be rich. It's a Tupac reference, right? So I said, damn, every year these celebrities, these government officials, don't come talk to me kissing the baby when it's campaign champagne time. Like when you out on the campaign and you want to vote. Let me see you mix it up, Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce in your bag when it's not election time. Let me see you chilling with Megan Thee Stallion and yada. Let me see all that shit when you're not asking for my vote. Because when it's election time, like it's Christmas time, when it's election time, we see you out here doing the most. But have you ever asked yourself, and again, I ain't no brilliant mind, a brilliant thinker, definitely not the slowest of the slow, but this is the only time I thought about it this year. I guess seeing Max, shout outs to Max, shout outs to Jim Jones for doing it, even though he looked like the Grouch and the Grinch, right, giving out the turkeys, and even shout outs to Zorro Mandani and Al Sharpton and all of them for feeding the people that don't got it. There's definitely a lot of people less fortunate than you might be or I might be, even though in our minds we may feel like we ain't where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? And you carrying that on, even though you're doing better than most. You're doing PDD. It's pretty damn decent, right? That's what that acronym means. Pretty damn decent. You're doing better than a lot, but in your mind, you're not. But shout outs to them for doing that for the people that's less fortunate. But why it's just turkeys? Why it's just turkeys every year? It's almost like they're forcing you, right? Making sure you get indoctrinated and, follow the trend. And we'll just get off this with this because it's, I think they said about 82 million travelers this year. It's not only just buying the food and indulging in that. It's the money that you're spending. Because you got to get on that plane to go to Dallas. You got to fly out, to go see your family in other places. And that's crazy to me.
Hey! Is everybody on track? Because this Friday ain't black.
Ain't Black Friday?
Because we ain't buying shit.
Oh, you're not buying them? I seen a lot of
we
y'all
ain't
out there.
buying shit. Well, I stand up and never quit. We ain't buying shit.
We ain't buying shit.
From the 25th of November to the 5th of December.
Just 10 days?
Remember, we ain't buying shit.
We ain't buying shit. I'll rock some
We
shit.
ain't buying shit.
I'll rock some shit.
This Friday ain't black. Cause we got each other's back.
I hear that.
We ain't buying shit.
Was you out there participating in the fuckery? Did you go to the stores, get your kids Christmas gifts that don't deserve it? It's Christmas time. And we just being funny, but we not. But just think about the millions of dollars. What they said, a 189.5 record breaking. And, one of my coworkers like, yo, people was at Target, one of his peoples worked there, and they giving out little certificates, Dre headphones and all that shit. I thought we was done with all this shit. Yet and still, we still showed up. We showed out. And I'm just wondering, like, is this what we doing? And maybe it is, but I already said that. That's why I don't really take a lot of people when they push the Black Power, the Black Panther, fight the power and all this bubblegum shit. That's why I'll be doing that. Last thing though on this topic, not even really Black Friday no more and spending your money, but I never really paid attention to it until of recent years. A lot of people deal with mental health and health issues and just taking care of themselves and mind, body, and spirit. But do you notice, and if you don't, like me, just in recent years, now I notice, I pay attention to it. A lot of people be depressed around these times. Do you ever notice that? But it's Thanksgiving time. It's Christmas time. It's giving. It's the have a holly jolly, all of the songs and all that, right? Why do you think people be a little down during these times? I know it's definitely financially. They may not be able to give, or you don't have the things that you can't get your lady something, or your kids, they want that Mermoth jacket, or shit that you can't afford, shit they don't deserve. Not all kids, but some of them. So you got to go bust your ass, go busting your head against the wall, working more hours, putting them shifts in, driving yourself to the ground for 3 month jacket somebody gonna wear, maybe not even. Which I know in New York now it's fake. It be hot now. Like it don't even. It was a little chilly tonight, but it's fake hot during these. Not a lot of snow no more. So you buying shit, gifts and all that, or your family might not be as close knit as you wanted. You broke up with your man or your lady, going through a lot of these times here as the year wind down. You look at another year pass that you ain't where you want to be, or you may be, comparing yourself to other people, couples goals, life goals. And so around this time, you're reflecting, you in deep thought. All that shit ain't going to really do too much of nothing anyway. Stay prayed up and keep your mind focused on the things that need to be focused on, because a lot of times it be focused on bullshit. That's just the reality. Let's focus on this shit, though. See your boy Ray J spinning in the clip. Nigga always find his way on the BouT channel, right? On that BouT line. And he's a fool in himself. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Same guy was gonna fight Fab and all. I'll beat your ass, and I beat Fabulous ass on the radio. And ain't that Brandy little brother? He been not Brandy. I mean, he always gonna be her little brother, but he ain't been that Ray J for years and years and years. And like, wait a minute. And I'm not gonna say he on drugs, and I'm gonna say allegedly, maybe kind of sorta, might be on one. I think Didi was telling a story about he was up, all night in Vegas. Then the next night they seen him. He still had the same clothes on. He still was on one. I don't run in them circles, so I don't know. But I won't put nothing past none of these guys or ladies, right? Gals and gents and ladies, lads and shit. I won't put nothing past them. They, that's the Hollywood circle, Hollywood squares, right? But it's a video. He got his live streaming going on. He stay in the media for whether it's, with the trans lady, and, when Candace Owens asking him, so is it a woman? Is it not a woman? What's a woman? Obviously, you got kids by a real woman, a biological woman, yet you still play the game and you're going to shuck and jive just to get the views, and we're going to eat it up, right? But now he's trending for allegedly, maybe kind of sort of pulling out the burner, on his baby moms, on his ex-wife and shit. She came out, was like, he haven't seen the kids in a while. It's Thanksgiving time. I hate to keep bringing it back to that, right? But she's like, he's gonna take the kids over there so he can spend Thanksgiving with his kids. They could, have a nice meal. So I guess she was going over to his crib to cook. Can't make this shit up. And I'm not saying she ain't supposed to, right? But you moved on, he moved on. Though he got another girl he with. I think he was spinning in the clip too for like arguing with her about his chat. He like, I got my chat and you got your chat. Like, stop talking to my chat. Like, really, he really be on one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on one. Like, he really be on one. So he got a new lady you supposed to have moved on. You know what I mean? So not to say that you can't go cook for your ex-husband, your baby father kid, but I'm sure he got somebody to do that. So you really don't got to bring your pots and pans. You really ain't got to buy no whole bunch of groceries and come over to my crib to cook. Come, drop the kids off, take it on the hot. But I guess that didn't happen. But he was on the live. He did pull out the burner, so we ain't saying nothing. That's not, public information now. That the screen went dark and all, so we don't know if he pulled it on her, and in that manner. But he is threatening. He like, yeah, I'm gonna pop somebody, because I don't give a fuck. This for the dead homies. And like, dead homies, my nigga. I get it. You from the west side, but you ain't got no dead homies. Like, you ain't riding or dying or nothing like la da 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 da. Like, who you riding with, my nigga? You been in the public spotlight since you was 5 years old. I'm being funny, but I'm not. You've been a star too long, nigga, to be in the trenches. You may know some people from your neighborhood ain't make it out, and they hit you on the back line sometime, nigga. I need 50 grand, clean this situation up. You may still be connected in that way, but make no mistake about it. People that get on early, and it's no knock, because I'm not saying they should be, stay in the fuckery and be swimming in the swimming pool of misery. I'm not saying that. It's rough in the GHETTO. So you make it out early, and you're able to reverse the generational curses of your family, etc., and the people around you, your loved ones. Then all praises due. You did something great. So I salute you for that, right? Well, you've been on for a while. Your family was a good family, according to this, shit. So you wasn't out there like that. So to be like, yo, on your dead homies, you gonna pop somebody, you don't give a fuck, they threatening to take my kids, and then you got the camera on. Everything is for the camera. I ain't mad. Sometimes you do gotta record to safeguard yourself. You know what I mean? Women want to swing their head, bang their head against the wall, and then call the police. The motherfucker hit me in the head, and then now you going to jail. Because she done banged her head against the wall and blamed you, cut her face, say you did it, right? But he got the camera on, like, yo, you want to drive with my kids? It looked like Kanye West, I ain't gonna lie. It looked like some shit Kanye and Kim was probably going through. You know, I ain't got no control or no say over my kids, but she like, he ain't see his kids in a long time. So you bring them over on Thanksgiving, because it's Thanksgiving time, and you got the gun just laying around, you got the gun, you take out the clip and all that, like he was really showing us, like, you're not fooling nobody, brother. You're not fooling nobody, and you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you're not fooling me, and I'm sure you're not fooling a lot of your fans, your people that jump on your live to be entertained, challenge, and you just look real buffoonish. You know what I mean? Whether you did it or not, you did have the gun on camera before, you know, she came in and you taking my kids, and why even do all that? Because you're not in your right frame of mind, allegedly, maybe kind of sort of. Again, I'm not saying he doing coke in the bathroom. I'm not saying any of those things. What I'm saying is that when you do indulge, oftentimes, you don't think it through. You're not thinking in your best state, so you fumble or you fuck up or you miscalculate, and then you end up in the news on TMZ, and then now you got to come out with a public statement after, or why your kids in it, because you can have a gun, it's lawful as long as it's locked up safe, is, you know, the clip is out, etc., your license and all that type of good shit, and you Gucci, Fendi, Prada. But when it's not that, and you got kids around, or you got, you know, other people around in your crib, and you threaten and making threatening statements, and then even one time in the video, although it goes dark because he was holding like a whole laptop, guess it was another dude in there, a cousin or somebody, you can hear them scuffling a little bit. He like, yo, I'll kill you, motherfucker, or whatever. And he like, yo, bro, I'm trying to help you. I know you'll, you know, I guess he was trying to de-escalate. He like, yeah, I know you'll do X, Y, Z, but I'm trying to help you. And then ultimately, you know, police came and locked him up. But fellas, ladies, gentlemen, and lowlifes, it's with our distinct pleasure that we present to you tonight MC Ricky D. Like, I'm being funny. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, you got to do better when it comes to your freedom, being tricked out 5 seconds or 30 seconds, or get, you know, the 30-second rule, etc. You know, when it's involving hearts of the matter and passion, or your kids, you know, other men involved, and you may not like what's going on, etc. You got to be mindful, because when you have something to lose, they will take it away from you. And we see Mike Epps, you know, in that same interview with Jim Jones, talking about, you know, we celebrate people coming home from prison, but we don't celebrate people in the military or people that come home from college. And that same interview, like, you know, we even though you got money, you still a slave. And he was breaking it down, basically like, yeah, whenever you could style on other black folks and other people that was just like you before they gave you your leg up, but you can't never style on them. As soon as when you try to start snapping and biting back or whatever, they'll remind you by locking you up, you know, discrediting your name, smearing your name, and ultimately taking anything that they afforded you to have. That's how he kind of put it. And it's not far-fetched, and it's not like, oh, nah, that should have never happened. We see too many examples of it playing out right before our very eyes. Come on, guys. We see it often too many times. So let's just be mindful, and that brings us to this shit. Unfortunately, niggas is out here dumbing out doing the most. So we got this dude got a haircut, right? Not sure where they at, you know, they don't say, but displeased with his haircut. So we in the end game because he had the Willie way back. I guess they pushed the shit back, but not really. His shit was already going Willie way back. And start arguing with the barber, and ultimately went, grabbed the biscuit, came back, kind of hit him upside the head, looked like a little bit, but this shit crazy though.
You took, that's your ankle is going right here, and that corner for corner is right here. You talking about right here? Right there, yeah. You start first starting, I saw it.
He tight. See the little kids in the background?
You tripping right now. I'm tripping. Yeah.
You tripping, my nigga.
Sit up. I'm tripping. You don't see my shit right there, my nigga. Bro, your shit was up, bro. That's what, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Bro. I know, bro. Hold on, what you mean?
What you mean?
Bro, I'm like, bro, that's what.
And I'm laughing, but I'm not.
Your shit was up. No, bro, I'm doing you. Bro, guess what, bro?
Doing you a fucking favor, my nigga. Don't ever talk to me like that.
Bro. Don't worry about it, bro. You go, bro. You doing this shit, bro. Don't worry
get
about
up
it,
out of here, bro.
Don't worry about it, bro. You finna get attitude about my shit, bro.
You getting an attitude about you fuck my hair up.
You gonna beat me in there?
You gonna beat me up there?
Bro, you have a good day. You have a good day,
There you go, though. What's the word? Happy Friday.
You finna beat me in there about my shit, bro.
You finna beat my ass.
You finna beat my hair. What you going on for, man? You got no chain on, man. Like you ready to do like you going about my shit. Bro, I thought you have a good day.
Anyway, the nigga goes and grabs the biscuit. Once again, 30 seconds to get your 15 years. And I won't play the whole video. When I chop it up, I'll probably, play it that way. Goes, come back, gets the burner. Kids in the barbershop. Another dude is in there. He was brave enough. I don't know if he was with the barber or, just in there, but he told the kids to go outside. Then he told bro with the burner, like, yo, it's kids in here, my nigga, please don't do the most. And you know what I mean? Like, let them grow up. You stay holding each other. They're looking traumatized. And, as he leave, then he hit him a few times with the biscuit, like, you pistol whip, you bitch ass nigga, and woo, I'm about that life. Like, you about that life, you about that life. But as he walks out, he's like, yo, you lucky, I don't want to go back to prison. My nigga, newsflash. My nigga, you're going to go back to prison because they got you on camera waving the firearm, even if it's legal, even if you permitted to carry. What you just did, you did the most. You didn't use your brain. You didn't think. So you're going to jail. Oh, you going to jail now. The world star bus driver, you're going to jail now. Because you just endangered kids. You just, not hostage, but you just pistol whipping, you assaulted your whole barber. Just because your hairline, just accept it, bro. When I was on my second joint, I've been accepted. I've been going light up top since I was in my mid-20s. And it's been the same since, so I guess it's okay. But let it go. Breathe, my nigga. Don't come back with the blicky, ready to kill and go to jail. It's not even worth it. You trying to, when you pistol whipping somebody, you know what I mean? If your hand on the trigger, you can easily pop off one time. Obviously, you shouldn't be doing that. If you just, trying to give them the pop them up. But you're going to jail over a haircut. Now, I get it. I done got, sometimes even my barber be too little heavy hand. And only fellas, they put the little line where your line supposed to be. Got the little cut now, you bleeding a little bit, nigga did a little extra with the blade, and you just don't tip them, or you look with the side eye like, come on, bro, I've been coming to you for all these years, you know I like my haircut, you're doing the most right now, you know what I mean, but not go get the blicky, not risk it all and over a shape up or a hairline that's getting pushed back, because that shit gonna grow back. And then I don't know if people really realize that soon as when you walk out your house, you are on cheese, smile. You're on camera. No matter where you live, I don't care if you live in the most fucked up, ghettoest part of the hood. You're on camera. Because somebody got a door ring, somebody got a ring, and somebody got a camera, somebody got something, and then even if they don't, when your building got, and if your building don't got the building next to it, so soon when you walk out, say cheese, the corner store got, going to get your coffee, you going to Dunkin' Donuts, no matter where you go. The barbershop got, just for situations like this. So then that's why the barber wasn't, he let him hit him a little bit. He could have, obviously, homie got the burner. But I got you on camera. Unless you go and pull an old dog and like, give me that motherfucking tape in the back, you're going to jail over a haircut. And now you get a haircut every month. If you're lucky. Every 3 weeks, or maybe it might be every 2 weeks. Can't really recall, but it ain't when you want. I know that. It ain't when you want. It's not when you don't go to get a haircut when you want in jail. Now, if you got in the gallery where they got the clippers and you know somebody, but your freedom is gone. So you just crashed out over a hairline that was already pushed back to the white meat. Like, come on, bro, you wilding. And it's not worth it. We got to use better intellect. We got to get smarter on them. We got to get better. All right, looking like it's a little something. The Knicks end up covering. The New York Knicks end up covering. You know what I mean? Pardon me, but I look at my little picks and all that. You know, we do NBA with Pop, you know what I mean? NBA picking with Pop. And we trying to win. So we did pretty good though. Only loss we got so far was the Detroit Pistons. We had, I know this is a side note, I'm sorry. Had Charlotte, had Philly, had the Knicks, had Indiana, had Atlanta. Got Utah's winning, Clippers is winning. We're gonna see. We're gonna see some chicken dinners. Anyway, let's get to let's talk about people that be frauding it up and shit. You know what I'm saying? How they trick you and you think they doing one thing, but they really gaffling you. Let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion, right? Cooking Klay Thompson some Thanksgiving food. We on Thanksgiving shit. It's the day after Thanksgiving and it's Black Friday. And she look like she could throw down.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Megan Thee Stallion, aka Hot Girl Coach, and bitch, I am whispering because Clay is still in his school from last night. But let me tell y'all about cooking for my man and his family for Thanksgiving. Okay, so this is me getting my greens ready. I have some things cooking overnight. Right here, this is me getting my dressing ready. I do my collard
rock out the whole. So she look like she could cook. You can look at the video, but this is why I say the frauds and the phonies and shit like that. Right? I know you got a new boo. Got your new boo on the side. You already see he came out with the cape on. Dun, 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 dun. Like, niggas ain't gonna be talking about my lady. I don't care how many niggas she been with. Shit is disrespectful. You know what I mean? Who was saying that shit about him? Oh, the fucking dude that was getting, Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly. I'm Kevin Durant. Like, so I guess they was on the podcast. We spoke about it. Basically saying, you know, what most men be saying in the barbershop or behind closed doors when they just chopping it up amongst themselves. How we view women, whether you like it or not, good or bad or indifferent. Yes, we have views, we have opinions, and you could like them and love them, or you could disagree with them, but we still gonna have them just like you do. Anyway, he came out in defense like, yo, that's my lady, you know, forever my lady, forever mine. Don't be disrespectful with her. I was talking about your moms like that. And we know they still going strong. I think they just brought the house together, etc. But you hear her even in the video like, I'm the hot girl coach. Last off the real, what's the word? So like, I'm the hot girl coach. But you cooking. You cooking for his whole family. You want that shit to be to the T, and you got the money, so you could have catered this shit. You could have got some professionals in there, and she looked like she could throw down. Little baked beans and all that shit look good, right? As long as there's no pork, strictly fish on my dish. But it's the same thing with the Cardis, right? We don't cook, we don't clean. You know, people follow what they think these women is pushing, the message that they're pushing, yet behind closed doors and in the real life, because on social media, you're a trophy, right? But as soon as when you take all them filters off and you wax on, wax off, splash some alcohol on your face, you don't look like the trophy wife. You look like a regular degular. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm regular. Handsome regular. And that's me. Handsome regular. Right? There's nothing wrong being regular or being a 9, a 10, a 20. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But, well, we don't do this. We don't do that. Yet, we still see you doing it. And then Beyonce from the rip. All the single ladies and should have put a ring on and woo, Hove cheating, you know, the free babies and, you know, the other people and, you know, all of the menages and all that. Like, you know, shit he rapped about in the 444. Who's she still with? Hove. Who she just did that little commercial when they in a taxi or whatever with Lil Blue running behind them? Hove, right? And so it's like, yeah, they told y'all, like, yeah, your grandmothers and them were staying together because they couldn't work. They ain't had no money. They ain't had no bank account. Some of that stuff might have been true, but that's not why they stayed. It's like till death do his part. You know, that's why you're supposed to choose wisely. You don't just choose anybody so that as soon as when you wake up and you feel like, I'm not happy, you just get the divorce, you just leave the kids, and honey, I'm never coming home, tell the kids I love them. Like, you know what I mean? You met your sunshine. You know what I mean? And all of these, or most of them, doing shit that they told you, ladies, Like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? All the shit they told you not to do, they're doing. Wow. She got money. She ain't got as much as Klay Thompson. 4-time champion, call him what you want. You know what I mean? I think Ja was calling him a bum ass nigga. And Stat on the Cam It Is What It Is show, they was like, how you get that from there? You know, how you deduce that? Like, you know, he hit it or whatever. They was kind of insinuating. They didn't want to tolerate no Megan Thee Stallion slander. But Ja was like, you bum ass nigga. And right now, he is a bum ass nigga as far as games concerned. How much he averaging? Because they playing tonight. I need Dallas tonight. I need bum ass Dallas tonight. So I hope he scored 40 tonight in Klay Thompson fashion. Right now it's 43-41. But let me see how much Klay averaging, because I don't think he averaging much. Where's Klay Thompson at? Right here. He averaging 10. And obviously we know he's one of the best sniper shooters in the last 20 years. Him and Steph backcourt, unquestionable, undeniable. But he ain't what he used to be. Obviously, he got the injuries, etc. And so, just don't be fooled. You know what I mean? Like, couples goals, people's goals. One size shoe doesn't fit everybody. And plus, these people are celebs. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times, they can get away with doing shit that we can't, or that's why they take, more scrutiny than we do, because they're known, they're in the public eye all the time. So any little fumble or mishap is judged with the critical eye, and if you don't post it on social media and tell that on some Martin Lawrence shit, then we won't know shit. If you don't post up your follies and fumbles and mishaps, we won't know anything. But they live in the public eye. So if this shit goes south, and I'm betting that it is, I'm not hoping that it is, I'm betting that it is. Meaning that if you say $50, this shit gonna last or it ain't gonna last, I got $50 that is not gonna last. I'm not saying I hope it don't last. Hopefully they keep sweat this shit and they make it last forever and ever and ever and ever. Like, don't let our love, like, they gonna make this shit last forever and ever. And hopefully they do. They stay married, have kids, all that shit, right? She go from a hot girl to a hot wife, and she do everything that he desires, right? But I'm betting after the infatuation stage, after they have a little more time together, it probably won't. But she cooking, I'm sure she clean, I'm doing this for my man, right? And other ladies, you following, the rap songs and the lyrics and shit of people that saying they don't cater, they don't do X, Y, Z. Even though Beyonce said cater to my man, right? And what was the last Upgrade You? A lot of people thought that song was a diss to the men. It wasn't. It was bigging the men up. If you was listening, when you walk in the meetings for the meals and all that, I'm gonna help you, Ray, get the bag, because I know what I'm doing. And you need a real woman like me in your life. That's a good look. Yeah, you do. You do, fellas. You don't want no butt bitch in your life, right? You don't want no whack, scallywag. That's just for the streets and do everything. No moral high ground, no principles to stand on. So yeah, you do need a good look in your life. And that's what Beyonce was saying. People just didn't get the memo. Which brings us to this. Stop following. It's definitely the ladies. I'm not saying men don't follow other shit that men doing online and all that, but we shouldn't be letting social media transform our thinking and have us competing with online shit. In fact, before I get off this topic and get to the next one, it's a study, or it's a study being done between, and it's based on young men, young males from 18 to 30, right? This is a real study, just was on CNN. Not saying that makes it real, but I can see it. And basically they're saying it's a disconnect between them and women. Obviously, some of them never talk to women, on an front person, like, yo, let me get your number. How you doing? Woo? Everything is online, from porn and different characters, and they targeting. At first, when they said it was from 18 to 30, I thought they was talking about gambling, because that's your money, son. Thought they was talking about gambling. But they're like, nah, disconnect between being social awkward and, being in line and men being lonely and being depressed because, you know, how things are going now. And that, you know, they need more male role models and mentors, which I definitely agree with, right? No matter, you know, where you think you are, you always can have a coach. You don't got to be a life coach because a lot of them motherfuckers be lying and shit online too. But definitely men who care about you, mentors and people in your family, preferably, right? But sometimes we can't always get what we want. We can't pick and choose our family. We just born into it. But I said, seeing that statistics, I said, damn, even from AI generated, and they're like, AI is heavy. They banking on AI, but it could be banking on our own downfall, because if you have a society where the men is not front and center and they representing and operating on a high level, then you're gonna have chaos. You're gonna have a whole lot of fuck shit going on. And so I just thought that was interesting because it was a white guy talking. It wasn't even but you're black. 40 minutes into the show, but you're black. Some white guy telling like, yo, these are statistics from 18, 30, 32. These are the demographics of men that's being left out, being isolated, online all day, all just gaming all day and looking at animated porn and, you know, not interacting with women and not doing anything, like not getting dressed and feeling like they got to go compete. And that's a bad thing when you don't have men in society being productive, being at the forefront, competing. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad thing. So I thought that was interesting. But speaking of ladies and them telling you one thing, then doing the other thing, I thought this was interesting when I seen this shit. Because we spoke about Summer Walker last week, or whenever we spoke about her on the Monday show. Yes, she right here. Do I got the clip? I mean, I got the clip, but anyway, it's Erykah Badu, who we love, right? We love Erykah Badu. You know what I mean? We love Erykah Badu and all her craziness, right? Because she's a wet nurse, you know what I mean? She deliver babies. Her music is, you know, soulful, neo. She, you know, I love her music. And she's an intoxicated woman, according to the people that have been with her, Andre 3000, the DOCs, and, you know, the Common Senses. Like, she got a slew of men she been with, too. And that's her business. But they all, you know, seem to turn a little different after they fuck with her, right? And then they run us over. And then I want to say maybe like it's 2025 now. So maybe like 2022, when we still was in pandemic style, she had the little young brother that was a rapper. I think he was like 25. A lot of ladies were like, yeah, she older, you know, because Erykah Badu is like 50, 52. No, so let's see, y'all. How old is Erykah Badu?
Erykah Badu is
54 years old. So she's up there, right? Got her little young boy, you know what I mean? Young man and shit, taking her to Pound Town. And, you know, she's a little artistic and shit like that. So she just did the show, had the little plastic bag, look like plastic bag pants on. You know, she got to show the cheeks and all that. And she was doing Bag Lady. Bag Lady, you gonna miss your bus. Dragging all them bags. Like, I know the song, iconic fire song, right? And even though it just sounds cool and all that, it's actually a message to the song. It's not just about to my Gucci bag, ladies. Talking about my Fendi Prada, baby. Like, all that shit. And if you ain't see the video, it's a lady, you know, walking with mad bags or running with mad bags, trying to catch the bus. And you're not going to catch the bus because you got too much baggage. The bag represents the baggage, the trauma, the past relationships, the bad decision making, etc., etc. And we all wear those shoes at one point in time. Nobody's infallible, nobody's perfect, so we all make bad decisions. We all have shit we regret. We all have past traumas, whether it's brought about through family members or through our own experiences. But what she's telling the ladies, the Gucci bag ladies, right? The weave ladies, that you got to keep doing all this shit. You're going to miss out on a good guy. And then Summer Walker was present along with Suki Hana. And I'm only bringing this up because we spoke about Summer Walker on the Monday Live, about how, you know, telling the homie to put her in the phone as Pizza Hut chick. And that's a bag lady. It's like, come on. Got all these babies, different men. You're doing the most. You get caught slipping out there. All audio get leaked. And now you want to call him old. You want to call his old, you know, his old lady an old bitch. And, you know, you want to try to make him look the fool. You want to turn the tables. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game. But it's like, nah, you ain't fooling nobody. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but we peep game and we see that it's a bird trap. You think if he ain't rap, you would flirt like, like J. Cole, like, come on, mommy. You look good. You can sing. You're talented. But nobody really want to fuck with you. And you say, hey, Lee, well, how can you make a statement like that? That's real broad, right? She's famous. She's rich. She got more than you. She does. And we talking about money. Now we talking about spirituality and how we view things, then it's a totally different playing field. Because I would never have my daughter, or would hope that my daughter would never call no man up like, listen, I know you got a lady. I know that, but I like how you was busting my cheeks. And I still want you to bust my cheeks, and I just want to be the side. And I know plenty of women who played the side role for years. To men that had money, men that was getting it, hustling niggas that's out there, got a little street status, or even big street status. So you'll play the role, but while you're playing the side chick role to him, you also got other shit going on. And you just do it when it's convenient. But she got money. He got money. Rich the kid we're talking about. I would hope that my little nieces and my little cousins and them have more self-respect for themselves to pick up the phone and then tell a motherfucker to put them on the Pizza Hut. Are you kidding me? And so Erykah Badu, she hear the news. I'm sure she seen that shit spinning in the clip. So she like, get over here and sing the song with me. And a lot of ladies in the comments was like, yeah, Erykah Badu knew what she was doing. And she probably did. And whether her shit turned out good or not, I don't know if she's still with the young brother. Again, she got a lot of people she done dealt with. And maybe she ain't found the right one. Even though I say, damn, you was with a lot of prominent guys, or guys that's not just the regular degulars, and they ain't work out with none of them. And then they all end up being with other people for long term, getting married, etc., going through that whole process. And again, it's being married or having kids, being a wife or a husband, it's not for everybody. So I'm not going to put one shoe on, one person and say everybody got to wear that shoe. You try them on, you wore them, it didn't fit, you can't score with them. Throw them shits away. Give them to somebody else that want to fit them. But to hear all of the knowledge and the wisdom and it's like, damn, you giving out all this knowledge, but you know what I mean? It's like, what you doing? And we have to look at that. Just like these life coaches, these dating coaches, these people who the Cheyenne Bryants of the world, right? And I'm only bringing her up because she stays spinning in the clip. And then come to find out, maybe allegedly kind of sorta, we're going to say my words, baby allegedly kind of sorta, because I'm not with them. Can't say that it's a fact. But come to find out, she's supposed to be dealing with a WNBA chick that she's been dealing with for a while. So you say, hold on. You got to say, hold on. You on these dating shows, you getting this dating money from these naive, gullible-ass people to pay you for advice, to cheer you on as you shoot Cam Newton down, as you bang motherfucking Nick Cannon for making these broken homes, etc. You're 43 and woo, but you ain't got no man. And you fucking with the other, like, this shit is crazy. So who are you, and why should we believe you? Why should we take your word? And it's like, in today's age and time, just because it's online, that's why I always say allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, because I don't want to, defamation of character, slander, shit that may just not be true. And even when I misspeak, I always spin the block, come back on, like, oh yeah, last show, we was wrong, woo. But I always put the maybe, allegedly, kind of, sort of, because with these people, the story could be real, it could be fake news, Donald Trump, but it's like, why should we believe you? There's no credit checking no more. There's no fact checking, rather. You can just say, hey, I'm a guru. Let me get this chick that look good, act like she my girl. We gonna sit on camera together. We gonna hold. I mean, I think it was, gotta look up the movie. It was a movie. I think it was a journalist and somebody else. One was writing the book. And it's like, yeah, we gonna fake like we together because everybody loves us separately, but together we'll be adorable, we'll be couples goals, we'll get on these platforms and go on the world tour with Muhammad, my man, go to each and every state with the mic in our hand, Houston, Cleveland, VA, Detroit, right? We're going to go all these places, have all these people pay their money to see us. I mean, we charging $250 a ticket. You want to sit in the front, $500 just to hear some lesbian bitch talk about men and couples, and you're not even with no man. You with a whole chick. How is this even possible? And so, again, we got to be mindful of who we taking this advice from, how we, living vicariously through all these other people. Have to, brother. Otherwise, you're gonna be sad. You're gonna be thinking you not living up to the couple's goals and you fool's goal. You think you try to follow couple's goals, but you fool's goals because you playing El Fulio. Let's talk about this though. Let's talk about facts and opinions. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. And Kenyon Martin, we in the end game because Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green, they're having a back and forth talks about who's the best player, who's not the best player. Nah, are you serious, Denver? Come on, motherfuckers. I'm sorry, guys. I got to check these scores again, see how it's looking. Anyway, Denver did let these niggas come back, though. Yeah, bro, are you serious? Damn, all right, they both put up 41. Denver put up 41 in the second. The Spurs put up 41 in the first. They let the Spurs put up 44 in the third. This is crazy talk. Anyway, though, speaking of sports, Draymond Green, Kenyon Martin, they going at each other. Kenyon, power forward. Draymond, power forward, if you will, right? Draymond obviously got taken, I think, in the third round or the fourth round, last or some shit like that. So he wear that chip on his shoulder. And make no mistake about it, he is a full-time champion. Your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blah. My pinky ring talk, it say 50, I'm sick. Like, so he got the rings, Kenyon Martin don't. But Kenyon Martin did go to the finals, I think, 3 years. The New Jersey Nets, Richard Jefferson, obviously Jason Kidd, Hall of Famer, and we know Richard Jefferson went on to get that ring with LeBron. Who else was on that team? Kittles, Kmart. I want to say Keith Van Horn, I think, was on their team. Like I would say they had a bum team, but they'll probably look at me like, nigga, we went to the finals 3 times. We lost to the Spurs. We lost to the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe. And who else they lost to? I'm not sure who else they lost to, but Kenyon basically like, yo, yeah, I'm number one. I ain't make all NBA or woo, but they paid me to score. They drafted me to score, and I still was defensive player. And pretty much you played with the best backcourt or one of the best backcourts known to mankind, which Clay, who we just spoke about, and a light-skinned man, Steph Curry. You had Iguodala. You had Kevin Durant 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, so without being picked in the right spot, and sometimes it is being picked in the right spot. Grass monkeys, what's the word? It is being picked in the right spot. It's like in the NFL. You could say when you go number 1, you're gonna get the money and show me the money. You know what I mean? Like, cause that's your money, son. Or if you go 10, 11. You're going to go to a team that's have more pieces. So everything ain't got to be on your back. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're the best. You're the best around. You work your ass off. You get drafted number 1. You should get paid. And you should get all the accolades. And you should get all the criticism. But the thing is, a lot of people in the comments, as far as this argument, one, I think most people will take Kenyon Martin over Draymond. Even though we know the end result, like Draymond ultimately ends up winning 4 rings, Defensive Player of the Year, etc., like that. And Kmart had the season the career that he had. Kmart is still the better player. Now you say, the better defender. I'm just gonna go with Kmart. The better offensive player, we're gonna go with Kenyon Martin. But ultimately, you still can't take nothing away from Draymond. They kind of like the Spider-Man meme where they both pointing fingers at each other. You know what I mean? And one just landed on a handsome situation. He landed with the 2 light-skinned brothers. You know what I mean? Steve Kerr and the rest is history. But I think Draymond was pretty much saying that Kmart is overrated, and so he answered back, and they was going back and forth. I even think Charles Oakley, Oak Tree, as far as tough guys is concerned on the basketball court, especially back in the early 90s or the mid 80s, definitely more tougher than it is now. You come through the lane, what's a flagrant foul now? It had to be double that. Like, nigga had to really knock you on your ass, you fall on your neck, before they call, the Michael Jordan rules, etc. Now it's a little like, a little hand check and it's a foul. You swing back wrong, it's a flagrant, you get the ball. So it's definitely different times that we living in. But it was interesting when you see players that's playing or past players like Kmart, the Gilbert Arenases, and all these other players, just like the rappers. You know what I mean? It's like, even though it's a natural, in my opinion, transition for former players to go to broadcasting. I play ball, I play football, X, Y. Now I commentate on it because who better to explain it than me? I played the game. That's like me trying to commentate a game, you know what I mean? And Allen Iverson gets the ball on top of the key, passes off to Keith Van Horn, Keith Van Horn through the lane, like, oh, he scored, like, you know what I mean? So I ain't going to be able to break it. Oh, now they in the zone, now they this and that, now they running the screen. Like, players that play the game probably will be able to analyze and walk you through the game as it's being played, as opposed to somebody that doesn't. But same thing with rap. It's like rappers, I'm just rapping, now I'm talking, but I'm not just talking rap. Who got the best lyrics, the best albums. We talking trending topics, and we talking, other shit, and that's when we get all the rappers being podcasters. But gotta put props on Draymond's name regardless, because he is a champion, and even though he landed in a great situation, still can't take that away from him. He's still a champion. Let's talk football real quick and get out of here. I ain't want to be on here mad long. Plus, I keep score watching. I need to hit some of these chicken dinners. It's looking alright for me too. I ain't gonna lie. I need Denver to stop playing and pull off though in the fourth quarter. That Suns game kind of close. Talking about 15 points and all that. They might still cover OKC, but I'm like, as soon as when Jalen Williams is coming back, we're going to take the Suns, and we'll see how that plays out right now. Anyway, we had football yesterday. It was Thanksgiving. We have football today with Chicago Bears beating Philly. They took 2 losses in a row. Let's talk Sunday Funday real quick. Week 13. Already started, but it's a few games, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 games. Let's run through them real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. Sunday Funday. First up, we got the LA Rams at Carolina. Carolina getting 10.5. Carolina coming off that loss. Did they lose? Yeah, they lost to the 49ers, 9-20. Rams might be the best team in the league. They definitely the first team to 10 wins, if I'm not mistaken. They got 9, and Denver Broncos is at 9. I like the Rams to win and cover. I won't be surprised if the Panther defense getting back home now, keep it close. But for my money, I will go with the Rams to cover this game. Matthew Stafford definitely playing like an MVP candidate. Bryce Young had a few good games, looking good. Then you regress back, throwing too many picks in the red zone. You got to protect the ball. You got to be mindful of what type of coverages you're throwing. When they switch it up pre-snap and then after the snap, you think you see something, but you don't. It's better to take the sack or just throw the ball out of bounds than just to turn the ball over and get no points. I think once he understands that, they'll probably be better, because the defense is stellar. We can't really say that they don't have a good defense now. 12 games in, they 6-6. Midway, they average, but I think they could be a little better if he protected the ball more. Anyway, next game up, San Francisco 49ers out on the road playing Cleveland Browns. Cleveland getting 4.5. Shador coming off his first win. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. A little more stiffer competition. San Fran coming off beating the Carolina Panthers, as I just said. I like Cleveland, and I like Cleveland because they at home. San Fran gonna have to travel cross country, pretty much. San Francisco coming all the way to Cleveland. I know they fly private. I know they got the best of shit, but Cleveland at home just play a little different. I know their record don't reflect that because they have lost at home, but they still fight more at home than they do on the road. Second full game under center. Obviously, the first game he played, he came in, after the other quarterback went out with a concussion, and then his full start was last week. We not gassed. He still got a lot to learn, still got a lot to, cover as far as being an NFL, quarterback, etc. But at home, I think the defense going to try to stand up. Brock Purdy, He's another one that gets willy-nilly with the ball sometimes. He definitely will throw it to you. And so I'm going to go with Cleveland with the 4.5. Next game up, you got the Houston Texans out on the road at Indianapolis. They one of the best teams. They 8-3. Texans are 6-5. Texans got a good defense. They is division rivals. Did they play each other yet this season, or they going to play twice again? All right, so it's going to be the first game. The last game will be at the Texans. Colts coming off losing to the Chiefs in overtime after the bye. Now they back home. I like the Colts to win the cover. Yeah, I think Danny Dimes, they put up a strong effort against KC. Kansas City definitely needed the victory. And then they turned out and fell right on their face yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. How about the Cowboys? And we had the Cowboys with that 3.5. I didn't think they was going to win straight up, so I'm not going to lie. But we did have them with the 3.5. Anyway, I like Indianapolis to bounce back. Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints at Miami. Miami giving 5.5. And who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Who that? Saints ain't been good since Drew Brees left. I'm sorry. They on a 1 losing streak coming off the bye. Lost to Atlanta. I think Miami wins. I like the Saints with the 5.5. I think that's a lot of points. Tua Tagovailoa, you still got to prove it to me. I know he's definitely better than the quarterback that the Saints is putting out there. But I think the Saints could keep it close with the 5.5. So I'm going with the Saints. Next game, Atlanta at the New York Jets. Jets getting 2.5. Atlanta, their quarterback, what's his name? Michael Penix, he's out for the season. So unfortunate. Came into the league with the knee injury. Had a few injuries while he was in college. Still got drafted pretty high. A lot of teams, or a lot of analysts, NFL insiders, if you will, they was like, damn, he's still getting taken this high. Atlanta had Kirk Cousins, benched him, started him, etc. Jets is trash. Jets is trash. I'm sorry. I rock with New York teams, but the Jets is trash. I like Atlanta to win. I like Atlanta to cover. Next game up, we got Arizona out on the road at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers giving 4.5. The main or $1 million question is Baker Mayfield going to be healthy, or is Teddy Bridgewater going to come in and back up like he did in that game? And let me just make sure that Teddy Bridgewater is on there. I was looking at that last week, Teddy Bridgewater. Ain't Teddy Bridgewater on this team? Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater. He did come in backup duty last week when the Tampa Bay, forget who they was playing. I think they was playing against the Rams. He got hurt. Rams roughed him up. Teddy Bridgewater came in. Whether Baker Mayfield play or not, I'm rolling with Tampa Bay. Their records, they've been on a losing streak lately, 3 in a row, off of the bye. Normally teams come off the bye with a little more juice, feeling more invigorated to get that rest and then come back to the grind. Haven't done that. I mean, they did play 3 tough teams. The Patriots is a hell of a surprise. I didn't think they would be where they at right now. Tom Brady, Drake May and them boys. Then they played the Bills. That was a good one. They lost by 12. And then they lost to the Rams, and they got spanked by the Rams, 34-7. I think they bounced back. They at home, coming off a 2-game road trip. Cardinals, in their division, they played the Cardinals already this year, did they? No, they didn't play the Cardinals. Actually, Cardinals is in the Rams division. I like Baker Mayfield, or I like Teddy Bridgewater, no matter who plays. Next game up, got the Jacksonville Jaguars out on the road at Tennessee. Tennessee getting 6. Jacksonville, they fake looking all right, you know what I mean? Trevor Lawrence and them boys, they doing it all without the number 2 pick. Trevor Hunter got hurt, with the knee and shit like that, trying to play both sides. On the other hand, Cam Ward, rookie year, number 1 draft pick like we just talked about. You get picked overall, but you go to a bum team and you got a lot of holes to fill, so you go through them long losing stretches. Tennessee, even though they 1-10 at home, they a little feisty at home. I'm taking the 6 points. Let me just check something real quick. think they played each other already. No, they didn't. So they will play at Jacksonville the last game of the season. I like Tennessee with the 6. Next game up, we got the Minnesota Vikings out on the road at Seahawks. Seahawks given 11.5. Touchdown Seahawks. Now you know this is the fuck is this dude name who was on their team last? Sam Darnold. This is the Sam Darnold Bowl because last year he was on Minnesota Vikings. They went 14-3, got blown out in the playoffs. I forget who they lost to. They traded him for JJ McCarthy, won the championship with the hardball. You know, who got it better than us? Nobody. Not really looking good. Minnesota got a good defense, but offensively, they leave a lot to be desired. I know Jefferson, the wide receiver, one of the best in the game, mind you. It's like, damn it, man, we can't get nobody to just get me the damn ball or some, Terrell Owens type shit. But they lost to the Ravens, lost to the Bears, who the Bears is looking good, lost to the Packers, and now you're going against the Seahawks. Not in the same division. Thinking of Green Bay. I think the Vikings, though, because they know who Sam Darnold is, he was on their team last year. I'm gonna go with the 11.5 points. Seahawks is good. They gotta still prove it to me against his old team. I know they're good, but they know everything about him. He just was their #1 quarterback last year, so they got all the scouting and all that. It may not mean nothing. They may blow them niggas out 40-25. Who knows? But I'll take my chances with the Minnesota getting that 11.5. 3 more games. We got the Vegas Raiders out on the road at the LA Chargers. Chargers given 9.5. This is a division game. Did they play each other yet? They did play each other. And the Chargers beat the Raiders at the Raiders 20-9. I think the Chargers win again. Geno. They just don't have it. They don't have it. I know Tom Brady is partial owner and all, and they don't really got nothing going for them. On the other hand, the Chargers need to win. I think they could get a victory, 35-10, 20-10, shut them out, somewhere 21-7, something like that. I think they could cover the 10 points. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Next game up, Buffalo Bills out on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers getting 3 at home. Buffalo coming off coming off losing to the Texans. And Pittsburgh, I think, is on like a 2-game losing streak, right? 1 game. They lost to the Bears. It's going to be a good one, but I'm going with the better quarterback and the better team. I like the Bills. I think the Bills could come in here and win. Will I be surprised? Because Aaron Rodgers, we still don't know if he's going to play or not. I know he hurt his wrist or something like that. That's why he didn't play last game. And Rudolph played. Randall Rudolph, whatever the fuck his name is. He played. I won't be surprised if Rodgers played. But I like Josh Allen and them to bounce back from a bad loss at the Texans. Plus, if you look at the statistics, that's why we had Houston. They never win in Houston. For whatever reason, they got a losing record at Houston. Plus, Houston got a really, really, really good defense. Pittsburgh got a good defense, but not like that. I think Josh Allen will be able to run the ball on them, and I think they'll be able to, air it out a little bit on them enough to win the game. Sunday Night Football, we got the Denver Broncos at Washington. Washington getting 5.5. Jalen Daniels, let me see. He might be out. Is he starting tomorrow? Week 14, so it says out week 13, which is this week. So Jalen Daniels might be back next week. Obviously he, knocked his elbow out of the socket or whatever. Horrible injury to him. I like the young brother. Denver, on the other hand, they've been balling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak. Washington, on the other hand, they've been playing bad. They are on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game losing streak. Coming off a bye. Sure they needed that. They got Mariota backing them up. I'm going to go with Washington with that 5.5 Sunday Night Football. I know Denver's the better team. They should win money line, but blowing them out, I think Washington coming off the bye 2 weeks enough to prepare, for the young quarterback that's over there on Denver. I think they should be able to keep it close, if not win money line. Denver's due for a loss. They due for a loss, guys. Last game, Monday Night Football. We got my New York Football Giants at New England. And you know what I'm about to do before we end the show. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Like, rest in peace, ODB. New England at home giving 7.5 to the New York Football Giants. I think Dart will be back this week. He was in concussion protocol. New England is balling. They are on an extended win streak as well. Let me see how many games they won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Damn, they on a 9-game win streak. Them niggas is balling, New England. I know a lot of y'all didn't see this coming because I sure didn't see this coming. But I'm going with the Giants with that 7.5. Not because I'm a New Yorker, just because we have the history of, oh, that's right, we be beating New England, even in the big games, and when we got the lesser quarterback, Eli Manning and all that. Like, you know, Giants got a good defense. New England got a good defense. I just think New England probably will win, but they won't cover that 7.5. So we're taking the New York Giants. With that being said, let's get to the theme music real quick, and we're going to get to the locks, and then we're going to get out of here. Oh, my bad. I'm not doing that show. I'll be forgetting. That's the Friday Night Live show. This the theme music for the locks right here. Money line. Yeah.
Great fire.
When I win the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one pop-a-bism. Coupe gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals.
All right,
when I
guys.
win the chicken.
Here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me the winner chicken dinners, just like that song. We going with the Colts. We going with Tampa Bay. We going with Miami. We going with Buffalo. And we going with the Rams. That's who I'm liking. That's who I'm taking. Y'all let me know who you like. Let me know who you taking. Let me know where you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I appreciate the feedback. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there this weekend, y'all.